This happens every time I do one solo. Every fucking time, the exact same thing happens. I go look at the movies that are out. It's like, okay, no one's free tonight. I gotta watch shit so I don't fall behind what's playing. Okay, well, here's the big one for the week. Doesn't have a great scoring, but how bad could it be? I then sit through it. I sit through almost 2 insufferable hours, and then I come back and I think, oh, it could be that bad. It could be that fucking bad. Yeah, this movie sucks. And I don't really know. And granted, it's not getting great reviews, but it's getting, like, passable ones. And even that, I feel like is being too generous. Because I fucking hated this movie. Oh my god. Oh my god. I thought Annihilation was up its own ass. Oh my god. This fucking obnoxious, annoying piece of very pretty, very well animated piece of shit. Okay, I guess I'll talk about some positives before I get into the negatives, which there are a lot. The CGI is really good. Like, I'll say it's very pretty. It's very well animated. The main girl is good in the second half. Not so much first half. I like Zach Galifianakis. I like Chris Pine. They were both good. Fuck, is that all I liked about this movie? Fuck. Alright. Well, like, so... That's legitimately the only positive things I have to say about this movie. Let's really break into this thing. Now, I haven't read the book this is based on. From what I hear from people, this is not a great representation. But I hope it's not close to what I got, because what I got is pretty fucking obnoxious. So... here's the problem with this movie. This is another in a series of Disney live-action films where they all, except for, oddly enough, Pete's Dragon, all have the same problem, is that you have no connection to the characters in this film. You don't give a shit about anyone. Everyone, like, half the dialogue is expository, the other half is whimsy bullshit. With Care Bear logic and just, again, same with Beauty and the Beast or Cinderella or even Jungle Book, just shoving whimsy up your ass, and I'm so sick of it! God damn it! I went into this movie with an open mind. I was like, okay, it's not one of the live-action Disney remakes. Maybe it could be good. It's Disney doing original work, at least based on something that's not one of their own movies. Maybe it'll be good. And I walked in, and right off the bat, you have... Okay, here's one thing that was driving me fucking crazy through this movie. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal if they didn't keep fucking saying it! But I'm gonna get working my way to that. So the movie opens up with this girl named Meg. And I will admit, I did get a bit of a chuckle when they said, "Shut up, Meg." That's like the one laugh I got out of this. And her dad is Chris Pine, and apparently he's like an astrophysicist of some kind. I don't think they ever fully explain actually what he is, other than science man. He is a man of science. To the point, there were some parts when he tries to throw like science and logic at you, and I'm like, bitch, who you trying to kid here? You threw science out the window a long goddamn time ago. Like, there's this part where they survive a tornado by hiding in a tree trunk that launched them past this wall thing. And then, like, the boy toy, let's just call him the boy toy, because that's all he fucking is, goes like, how'd you know that would work? It's like, oh, it's a physics thing. It's like, oh, bullshit, it's a physics thing. Don't pretend there's physics here, because if you did, you would also know if something going at that much of a velocity went to a sudden stop in a unharnessed container of any kind, you're dead. It's called whiplash. Your neck snaps, you're fucking gone. But I'm gonna work my way up to that, because there's a lot of other fucking bullshit to get through or get to that fucking thing. It's gonna be one of those reviews, people. This is why I should stop seeing movies by myself, because it's always the worst ones for some reason. Or maybe they're worse because I'm seeing them by myself. That probably doesn't help. I don't know. Anyway, this movie starts out with Chris Pine to explain that they're gonna adopt a brother for her, I guess. And right off the bat, I was concerned because I like watching Chris Pine be a teacher was kind of fun, because the first thing is like, okay, yeah, honestly, I would like to see a movie where Chris Pine plays a teacher. I feel like he'd be really good at that role. But it's immediately followed up by, oh, don't worry, like I guess him and his wife made their daughter this weird what the fuck it come like the finger thingies, like the I want that whatever the fortune teller thingies. Except this one has this is our love, and you unfold it, and it's a universe because it's ultimately expanding. I was like, oh shit, we're in for one of those. Okay, strap in. Here we go. And then we fast forward 4 years later. And I guess in those 4 years, Chris Pine just disappeared off the face of the earth, and nobody's been able to find him, which I guess their local radio station just likes to bring up the fact that he disappeared every year to the behest of his fucking daughter, who just listens to this radio station like, oh, by the way, this one astrophysic died 4 years ago. There's no leads in the case. We just want to remind you that he's missing for story purposes. And here's what started driving me fucking crazy. This whole fucking film. Shit. Whoops. Alright. Sorry about that. Apparently my anger knocked the camera down. Here's what was driving me absolutely up a fucking wall, is because the Charles, the brother's name is Charles Wallace. I guess Wallace was his, last name before he became adopted. Here's the thing. They never, not fucking once, call him Charlie or Charles. They always say Charles Wallace every fucking time. What? For no reason. I guess it's to remind him that he's adopted? What the fuck is wrong with people in this movie? No one ever calls him Charlie. No one ever calls him Charles. The sister doesn't do it. The father doesn't do it. The mother doesn't do it. The friend, anyone he hears, just all call him by his full name. And I'm like, who the fuck does that? It's like you might as well call us oh, Loki, the adopted brother, how are you? You could just call me Loki. Oh, Loki, the adopted brother, how quaint are you? And let's talk about fucking Charles here, because this kid is fucking insufferable. This is one thing I hate in kids movies like this. I really fucking hate this. Is the more I'm seeing myself in the shadows here, I'm more just being some kind of psychotic maniac. Here's what I fucking hate about kids movies like this pretentious fucking nonsense, is the fact that no kids actually talk like fucking kids. The kids talk like adults, and adults talk like kids, and it's to the point where it goes, Charles in particular, goes to incredibly stupid limits. He might as well be quoting Shakespeare through the entire fucking movie. That's just the way he talks. Oh, well, thou art. He says all these fancy words, and he talks He talks in his ways oh, you did so gloriously, and how wonderful. Oh, it is so enchanting. Everything's so enchanting. You can be beautiful if you only believed in yourself. That's actually not far off from an actual line in this fucking movie right now, by the way. Where, the main scene where he's, really starts talking outside of the house, really starts talking like that, is the first scene when they're in school. And by the way, what awful people are at these fucking schools when Charles, I'll call him Charles if no one else fucking will. He's sitting down there. He's like reading a book. He's like reading a book, or he's drawing stuff in a book. And the teachers behind him are going like, "Oh, I wonder where his father went 4 years ago. He was probably another woman. Just packed up and went away. Oh, how quick! I guess they couldn't fucking turn like 45 degrees to see the little kid sitting there and saying, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't talk about this." But I digress. And then he basically, "How dare you? You should be ashamed of yourself. That is very rude. And by the way, my sister has more potential in her pinky finger than you do in your whole body." An actual fucking line. I'm exaggerating the tone because it's a lot funnier to me that way, but that is word for word what this fucking 4-year-old actor says. Followed by, "Did you?" And then he runs over to the fence where I guess his sister's on the other side playing basketball or something. And he goes, "Did you hear that, sister? I said if you could be beautiful, if you just believe in yourself. Look at that girl over there. She was ugly when she was your age. Now she's beautiful." I'm only paraphrasing some of this. Especially that last part, that's a sentence that happens in this movie. This is how this kid talks. And it doesn't get better. He has seemingly knowledge of like everything that's going on in this movie for no reason. It's never explained. They call him Charles Wallace for no reason. It's never explained. He talks the way he does for no reason. It's never explained. I guess he's like, "Oh, but he's a genius. He's a prodigy." I don't even care if he's the next Einstein. No kid talks like this. And no one calls someone by their full name all the time. Nobody does that. And that is so incredibly distracting to the entire movie. That's what really bothered me. Like, nobody feels like a genuine character here. Chris Pine kind of does, but he's also giving the exposition dialogue throughout his short appearance in the actual film. And by the way, the reason that Chris Pine apparently disappeared is I was working on this thing called the Tesseract or something like that, not the Marvel thing. I fucking wish. Which I guess it's basically teleportation across the universe, I guess. And they cut back to a scene with him and his wife, presenting their theory, because that's been working on for years. And everyone there just goes, "What a ridiculous notion." When realistically, I feel like anyone would go like, "Wait, you think you've discovered the secret of teleportation? We want to fucking know about that. Show us your data." Like, I feel like any scientific community worth their salt would have at least asked for the formulas before just laughing them off as nonsense, because that's fucking big shit. I think we've been trying to crack about television for fucking years, and just to dismiss it out of hand like, "Oh, you Star Trekian with your planes and your teleportation and your beard." Everyone's British in my review because it's more entertaining than what I fucking watched. And everyone's doing non-acting. Like, no one's faces are moving. No one's really trying that hard. Even the principal is being an awful person, but she's going like, you were so good, but your father's gone. You have to accept that." It's like, who the fuck what made you think that was a good thing to say to someone struggling? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with Charles Swanson? Or, I'm already forgetting his last name, which is weird because they said to me 5,000 times. Fuck this movie. I've been shitting on Disney pretty hard outside of the Marvel movies, I gotta admit. But make a good one, Disney. Make one with characters. Make one where people talk like people. They don't talk in cliches. They don't talk in... Literally, there is a character that only talks in inspirational quotes. I am not fucking kidding. And I don't know if this is in the book or not, but that is literally all she fucking says. And then she says where she got the quote and their ethnicity. And then the only time that fucking stops is when the plot needs her to say more than that. And then you have Oprah. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, one day, when, Charles Wallace and Meg, I guess Meg doesn't get the right to say her last name all the time, are walking back from school one day when a boy named Calvin comes prancing out. And like, hello, I'm Calvin, I like your hair. And again, he's not British either, but I'm making this fun for myself. British voice is fun to do. And he goes like, hi, why are you here? And he goes, I don't know, I felt drawn here. Maybe because the plot demanded I be here. So here I am. I am here because the plot needs me to be here. And Charles is like, very good, sir. I shall take you to the other plot device. The inspirational quote machine. Played by Mindy, apparently. So I shall take you to her, and off they go, and... Fucking hell. Oh, no, I skipped a part, because before we get to that point, we get to, this is after the night where after she talks to the principal, and randomly in the house comes this whimsy women who just is in a long flowy coat that Charles just lets in. I guess his parents haven't talked to him about stranger danger, but apparently he knows who he is, for some reason. It's never explained. You can answer lots of this. You can just explain a lot of this movie by it's not explained. Don't bother even trying to figure it out. But I guess somehow they have a connection, and she's like, oh, you all have such great light, except for you, Meg. You have a little bit of darkness in you. Like, oh, look at me, I'm so whimsy. I think I really just wish this movie is played by British actors. Because at least, I don't know, I feel like they'd at least bring a little self-awareness to this. And then she's like, oh, I have things to tell you. Your father's alive. Oh, here I go. And she's off. And then the next day, that's when Calvin comes in, like, I was brought here, like, I just felt compelled to be here in this exact moment. And Charles just goes, they're ready! Not kidding! That's a line in the movie. They say that. That's the thing that happens. It's all done by a little 4-year-old actor who, God bless him, he's trying his best. And I don't think that kid actor is a bad actor, but he is in a shitty, piss-poor script. Honestly, the only time any of his dialogue even kind of works is towards the end, because of a twist, and I'll get to that. And by the way, spoilers and so on and so forth. So anyway, it turns out that Charles has somehow been able to communicate with these space gods. It's never really explained. Led by Oprah, and by God, what a entrance Oprah gets. Mindy just kind of shows up, and White Rimsgully just kind of shows up, but Oprah, oh, a bright light shines in the center of the screen, and it expands to reveal Oprah, who is larger than everyone else, wearing these ridiculous fucking sparkle eyebrows, and she's like, I am Oprah, heed my word and kneel. I wish. The best twist movie would have been if Oprah was the bad guy. That would have been amazing. But no, it's Oprah being God, which is, I feel like she's been wanting to be for fucking years. Gotta watch out, Oprah's people's got scopes. Anyway, and they say, we need your help, like, you need to find your father, so we are here to help you. We are space warriors. It's never explained. Who are here to use the light to fight back the darkness, and you kind of know where this is going. Except they try to throw some science in there, even though clearly science is not in any way, shape, or form affecting anything that's going on. And if they do, never explain. Never explained. So they go on a whimsical journey. Charles, Meg, and Calvin, the boy toy, who's just there to be the romantic. He's there to be the love interest. There's no other reason for this character to be here. He's just there to be the love interest. And they all go on because he doesn't really fucking do much. There's really not a whole lot of reason for him to be there for a good chunk of the film. I don't even think he helps out at all in the finale. Now I think about it. Yeah, there's no reason for this character to be here. There's none. Literally none. You could have cut him out, you would have not missed a thing. But anyway, so they go on a whimsical journey, and they go like, oh, look, this is a planet. We live on a lovely planet, and look at the flowers. The flowers are the biggest gossipers in the universe. Everyone knows that. Another actual fucking line in this fucking... But it gets worse. It gets worse. And it's like, and then Meg goes like, okay. She's like, I felt like, like she was me in the movie going, what? Like, again, never explained. And she goes and plays like, this is a picture of my father. Can't we find my father? And they all start doing like these weird like origami things. And then the white whimsical lady is just, she's wearing white, by the way. And she's also happens to be the only white one of that three, so still applies in either way. And she's going, oh, they speak in colors. I speak in colors too. I know where they're going. Oh, yes, you are such talkative flowers, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, Meg, I don't know where you're not going along with this. This is such whimsical times. Now I'm going to turn to a giant leaf that fucked an asparagus, and we're going to fly through the air. Fucking thing that happens. Fucking this movie. Fucking hate this movie. And then, now granted, to be fair, it is a very pretty sequence. I will give it that. The CGI is really good, for the most part. With some exceptions, there was a really awkward scene when, like, they show, like, someone touch, like, when, I think it was Charles or Meg touch Oprah's giant face, and it looks really bad. So, like, when they're doing that stuff's cool, but you can tell that's the reason this movie was made. That it's not made to tell a good story. It's not made to have a point. It's just there to look pretty. And this is a trend I've been noticing a lot in Disney live-action movies. And I'm getting fucking tired of it. I'm getting fucking tired of the style over substance bullshit that Disney has been doing in their last several live-action movies. They did it with this movie. They did it with Beauty and the Beast. They did it with Cinderella. They did it with Jungle Book. 4 movies back-to-back, with the exception of Pete's Dragon, that have been... Oh, and I'm also... Oh, and while I'm at it, I'm also going to include Alice in Wonderland, the original remake, and the sequel in this category as well. Because Through the Looking Glass could suck my dick. And it's just like, there's no care for good character. There's no care for good writing. It is, let us make this look pretty and use that to sell tickets. And because Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella did so good, now granted those are remakes, which is probably why they did good, Disney seems to think that's the formula to profit. Or at least what makes these movies entertaining, I guess, question mark. But these are movies that are by and large gonna be forgotten about 10 years or so because they don't hold a candle to what the good Disney movies are, like Frozen, the original Beauty and the Beast. Hell, I'd even say like Pinocchio and Dumbo, or like honestly, a lot of the animated stuff. Even some of the live action ones, not Princess Diaries 1 and 2. But it just, like, they don't understand, like, it seemed, the live action movies don't seem to grasp that you need good characters to be invested in for these visuals to mean anything. Otherwise, it's just pretty pictures with no substance. It's the same reason why BFG sucked, in my opinion. And I'm kind of glad this movie has not great scores on Rotten Tomato, because I feel like maybe we're finally waking up to this, because that, like, with BFG and Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella, a lot of people have been fooled by the style over substance approach. Okay, now that's not being fair. That's not being fair. I should point that out. Like, that's, I guess, let's be fair. That's my opinion. Maybe you don't see it that way, and that's fine. But to me, from my perspective, these they're just, there's not a whole lot there when you really take a look at it. In my opinion, you may have a different opinion. Maybe you maybe think I'm wrong. Maybe you think there is substance there. If you do, good for you. Don't let me take that away. I think they suck. That's another thing. Like, if it's a movie that you liked, like it. I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me that you like a movie that I don't. In the end, because, like, you know, because you're allowed to like movies I like. Like, you're allowed to disagree with me. I'm just a jackass with the camera. I'm no, like, civic authority. But anyway, back to this nonsensical plot. But it's while they're... Oh, and this is another part that killed me. And she's sitting there, and she goes like, 1, 2, 3, whoosh! And then she throws herself up, and she's like, look, I'm flying! Because she's somehow floating while still staying on the leaf for some reason. And then Calvin's like, how are you doing that? She's like, oh, it's a physics thing. It's called lift. And I'm like, no! That's not physics! Stop pretending you know science! You know no science! You sit on a throne of lies. Anyway, this angle is really making my wrinkles start to show. I got like this really big frown line here. Anyway, where was I going with this? Right. And while they're flying through the air, suddenly they run into the darkness, which they just call it. The rest of the movie after this point, we call it. And my first thought was, ha 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 ha, which, by the way, if this all turned out to be connected with Stephen King's It, best twist ever. I would fully be behind it. If Alex Skarsgård or Tim Curry showed up at the very end of this movie to be the main bad guy, oh my god, 5 stars. That's not what happens. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. But that's seriously what they call it. They call it It. And that's the only... I guess they couldn't come up with a better name. And anyway... So they decide the best way to find their father is to go to find someone who can bring balance. And that's when we go to this tessering to another location. That's what they call it, tessering. To Zach Galifianakis' house, I guess. Who's like this yoga instructor that's also can help find people through yogaing and inner peace and chi and shit. I don't know. It's never explained. And like now, to be fair, he's like the one character I really liked. Mostly because I feel like Zach Galifianakis, more than anyone else in this movie, is trying to play it as if it was an actual person talking and not a whimsical Disney script talking. Because like he had like the one like genuinely good interaction with Meg that I liked in a part where he just says like it's okay to be afraid of the answers to the tough questions, and he says that with like great sincerity and like there's like great sympathy there. It's like that's the part, that's like the one scene I will genuinely say was not really good but pretty good for this movie. Because like the one part is like I feel like he's talking to her like a person and not like, look at me, I'm so whimsy, woo, look at me, look at all the pretty things, oh, distract you with the pretty things, look at all the colors, oh, that's so whimsical. This is a weird review. Anywho, so, and like, but anyway, through long story short, she finds out that he's in it. Anyway. He's in it, and it turns into a rescue mission, and then through weird series of events, they have teleporting there, and then they all decide the 3 space warrior things decide to fuck off, because I guess they can't be there, and then the 3 kids are on their own, except for Charles Wallace, who's magically disappeared for 3 minutes, give or take. I don't know why they did that, but anyway. Then the stupid tornado thing happens that I mentioned earlier. Calvin says she likes her hair. Then there's that trippy house scene that's in the trailer. And it's really dumb because they're straight up told at the beginning, before they get in there, that like, don't trust anything you see, is an evil place, don't be fooled by anything. And all 3 of them are in earshot to hear this. And then the first thing, Calvin goes like, hey, I'm hungry. I wonder if they got any food. I want food. And like this mysterious, everyone is already incredibly creepy circumstances. A bunch of kids in a courtyard like bouncing like balls, and they have this very stern, I'm gonna fucking murder you face going on. And then like the creepy mothers in the trailer pop up, and they all got other kids inside, and then one of the mothers looks at the kids and goes like, we have food inside, come eat the food. And And then Calvin just immediately goes, oh, you all food? Okay. And then, like, the Meg's the one going like, no, it's obviously a fucking trap. So they fuck off. And then it turns into a beach where we meet the bus guy from Ant-Man, who's in this movie. And then they offer them food, except this time they choose to trust him and eat the food for reasons. It makes no sense. And then the little... Okay, here's the part where things... Now, after they started traveling through space and ended up in an evil place, Charles at this point had largely shut up, which I was grateful for because his dialogue was fucking insufferable. But then, they made people who... I don't know if it was in the book or what. In this movie, that little kid turns into the main villain. I shit you not. The big bad villain, who we're supposed to find scary and intimidating, is a 4-year-old boy. To his credit, when he starts monologuing, which he monologues a lot when he turns into the villain, it's the only time his insane dialogue even kind of works. That's not because of the writing. It's because you can tell the kid is trying so hard. He is trying really hard to do this. By playing up every villain cliche in the book to like, oh, you fools, you pathetic fools, you pathetic fools. Ha ha ha, don't make me laugh. You can't stop me. No, you'll never get out. Join me. These are all things that in one variation or another happen in this scene. Now, the reason he becomes the villain is because when they eat the sandwich, that's like eats the food that Busk, guy from Ant-Man, offers them. He's the only one that realizes it's made out of sand for reasons. I don't know why. It's never explained. He's magical, I guess. No reason why. But I guess he's the one that's smart enough or something. And that causes it to possess him. And then Bus Boy turns into a puppet. For reasons. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Why? Maybe it's explained in the book. Maybe this never happens in the book. I don't know. I just know in the movie, it's never explained. And it's really dumb. And he goes on for fucking ever. For at least 20 minutes, I'd say. Or at least what felt like 20 minutes. As, using more math and science, my ass, she sees through evil 4-year-olds, the Meg sees through evil 4-year-olds' deception and finds out where her father is, and then it decides to drag them to the main source of it. Except, Chris Pine manages to teleport away, leaving just Meg accidentally, and then Meg goes, and fuck, I forgot about this. Okay, but before we get to that, turns out the whole reason Chris Pine can tesseract, I was gonna say teleporting, can do this is because it turns out you can do it if you just find the right frequency. And guess what that right frequency is? Love. The right frequency to light and order and peace in the universe is love. And by the way, this movie also has the nerve to basically say that the only reason everyone is ever bad ever is because of it. Like it's not like some people just be naturally bad or people have flaws. Which, by the way, this movie tells you to accept your flaws, but also tells you that it is responsible for your flaws. Anyway, Well, actually, now that I think about that, what fucking sense does that make? Because that's seriously more or less what they say. The whole movie is concluded because Meg comes to terms with their flaws. At the same time, the weird space god warriors thing also say that it is the cause for all negative emotion and flaws, and it's also why you feel sad sometimes, and why you feel jealous sometimes, and also why people, it's why people have flaws. It's because of it. So by accepting your flaws, aren't you also accepting? I don't want to think about too much about this. It's stupid. I don't care. I just want to get this done. So Meg defeats it. By the way, still a 4-year-old. But now he has cracks on his face. He's monologuing even more. And, she defeats him by saying, like, I love you, Charles Walson. Again, still not calling him Charlie or Charles. Walson, the entire movie, never calls him anything different. Wallace, sorry, not Walson. Charles Wallace. And, he's like, no, love has no power. I love you. No. And he hits her and he goes, you can hit me, but I still love you. And I'm thinking, is that a thing we should be encouraging, Disney? That's a topic for another time. And then, yeah, the day is saved by Care Bear logic, and everyone gets all mushy and stuff at the end, and that's the movie. That's what I wasted an hour and 50 minutes of my life on tonight. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks pretty bad. I'm sad that I saw it by myself, but the review probably wouldn't have been as entertaining if it wasn't. So, there's that. I'm feeling really tired now after yelling for all that time. And, I don't really want to talk about trailers. Is there anyone I particularly want to talk about? Oh, yeah. Did get the trailer for Christopher Robin. That's another live-action Disney movie I gotta look forward to. They got the original voice for Winnie the Pooh back. That's cool. He looks horrifying. Like, really fucking horrifying. But it's the original voice actor. With Obi-Wan. That'll be something. There's the Grinch. That's gonna fucking blow. Or I don't know, it's an Illumination film. Their stuff is usually meh. Maybe it will just be meh. Although I didn't like Despicable Me 3. I feel remarkably defeated, even though this I don't. There's a chance this might end up like towards the bottom of my 10 list, but then again, you're still pretty young, so let's give this one some time and feel how I feel. See how I feel about it after some time has passed. If you're one of the people that like this movie, like it, I don't care. I'm clearly not what this movie is intended for, and neither was my audience, because like 6 people walked out. So it's not just me that hated this fucking film. A lot of people fucking hate it. The couple next to me just kind of start openly talking and laughing because they gave as much of a shit as I did. Yeah, it's not good. So tomorrow, we're gonna try. Me and Muha are gonna try to go see Thoroughbred. So that'll be a good palate cleanser. And then me and Howard will probably try to go see Gringo, hopefully on Saturday. And then next week is I Love Simon, and I don't know, some like movies that come out next week. I'm drawing total blank on what those are. But that's all I got, guys. I hope you enjoyed my nervous breakdown. So, see you all next time. Oh, by the way, there's a new editorial out. It's in the next video down. Go check it out. I'm really proud of it. Ron did all the editing. It's really, really good, in my opinion. Go check it out. Like and share. We want this video to go big, so please help us out by doing so. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you all later.